I got you.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on?
Guess what it is? Oops, I mean,
Sister Girl Monday.
It is Monday. Welcome to Switchplay Remote.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Melody. Gotta do my famous little thing, you know.
Hey.
And we have to the other side of me, we have
Cameron Elaine.
Yay! And next to her, we have
Hey, it's your girl Brittany Chanel.
we got Brittany in the house. We know
Yeah.
Brittany Chanel, yeah. I know.
And next to Brittany,
in the house.
hi Terry.
Hey, girl. Hey.
She said it with her voice. She said, hey, in the house.
In the house tonight.
Guess what, y'all?
What?
It's ladies' night. It's ladies' night.
It's
here.
ladies' night.
We don't have to be here.
And the feelings right.
Hey.
Oh,
So we're gonna have an open topic today, and the open topic is whatever we want to talk about. So let's get started.
Whatever we want to talk about.
Whatever we want to
You know,
talk
women,
about.
we talk a lot.
We do,
We talk a whole lot.
and we gonna talk about it. So let's ladies, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
You sing too?
Yeah.
We do it. She does. She
So you
sings,
really
she does.
sing?
Yeah.
You just got all the
I
talent.
know, don't she?
All the talent.
Wait,
I need to step my game.
Girl, you got it too.
We're multi-talented.
We can all do whatever we put our mind to.
That's true, but I was told I was tone deaf when I tried to sing, so it was like, I'm just going to stick to karaoke.
You can go
'Cause
to,
karaoke-
I can
We
recommend
all
a vocal
sing.
coach. You can. People
you don't-
always say that, but
You don't have to sing. You can speak.
That's what I like to do. I'll speak.
I speak.
Yep, I'm going to
Yeah.
speak.
You speak with a little tone to it. I mean,
Yep.
with the
that's what a lot of the
That's what
singers
Beyonce
do.
does.
They be like,
They say she rap
man,
sing.
who?
Beyonce, they say she like rap
I
sing.
don't know what she be doing. Anything
I don't-
Beyonce,
yeah,
they
that don't-
Beyonce poop. They be like, oh, she pooted in harmony.
Like if you think about Bugaboo. Like, okay,
I'm
never
just
mind.
glad when she sings, she don't have that accent, cause you
Oh,
know.
I know, right?
It's like when people sing, their accent seems to go. Because Rihanna doesn't sing with an accent, and she has an accent
know.
when she speaks.
British people don't either. When you listen to them sing, you're like,
Yeah, they don't
You-
because
it just
become
Adele
American all of a
Adele
sudden.
has an accent too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
she
Cockney
does.
accent.
She has an accent.
She quite
It's
does have
Cockney.
an accent.
Yeah, she has an
Yes.
accent.
I like her accent.
She does have
I
an
do
accent.
too.
Yeah.
It's very
They
good.
call her
It sounds
accent.
quite.
They call her accent actually ghetto over there.
Really?
Because it's called Cockney. Which
It's interesting that they call that ghetto because ghetto wasn't. It was what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a place, really. Like they had them in like cages
the
or something, like a
urban-
cage.
That,
type of
they
thing,
they
like-
have slums.
it was decayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decayed.
That's why it's interesting they call it ghetto.
Yeah, they did,
Yes.
but that was a European thing.
Yeah,
The ghetto
everything is-
thing.
They usually
And
call them
European. They
slums. I think that
adopted.
the world is so open now that
Yeah.
everybody kind of holds on to everybody else's terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see some
I'm
spots.
hot. Can I turn this air
You
on?
could do what you do, girl.
And I am not having no flash, but it's a little bit warm.
So
in here.
flashes is a real thing, then. I don't know.
Flashes are a real
Yes,
thing.
they are.
I've
They
never
are.
had any,
And
and I
that's-
pray I never get it.
Well,
I hope I
that's
don't get
the
'em
thing.
either.
So
Educate me.
a lot of young girls or women do not talk to their daughters
No, they don't.
about the changes that they've gone through. Like I've asked my mother, my grandmother, and I think my aunt. They all had hysterectomy, so they didn't go through the process
Okay.
of menopause.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, who can I talk to then? Y'all, it's just you don't have
They
nobody
just
to talk
cut it
to.
out.
Right? Just cut it out, and yes, we're talking about women stuff, so
Yeah.
But you guys, you can still watch. Because
Well,
we
yeah,
gonna
so
get
they
into
could
y'all,
know
but-
what to deal with.
But men have
Right.
menstrual cycles. They just do not bleed, but they
Men
get
go
moody.
through menopause as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
and they get
they do.
moody and all kinds of stuff. That's why there's a beautiful thing called hormones.
Yeah.
Get them balanced, people. Get them
Exactly.
balanced.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, when that balance is off, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
It's like a hot flash, because I had one before. It's like having a fever,
Okay.
and it's a long-term fever. It's like for minutes, like you have this,
Really?
and it's a burst of sweat that just happens. Like you can just get warm all inside from head to toe, and you're just like, oh, it's hot, and then all of a sudden you cool down. But it's your insides that get hot, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm
That is
praying to
not
God
what
that
I'm
I don't.
experiencing
I
right
pray
now.
I never experience that.
You said
Me
you're
neither.
not
I
experiencing.
said that the reason I want the air on is not because I'm having a flash. I just the
She's like,
room
I'm
is
not
just
flashing,
was just no. I don't flash. My mom said she didn't have hot flashes, so I'm praying. I'm like, well, I ain't getting them either.
Well, my granny is like 92, and she's never had a hot flash. She barely been sick. She's just all
Oh,
around
Granny.
girl.
That's
I know
good.
she's beautiful, but the thing is that, you know, my mom, I think because of the hysterectomy and all that, and then they also sugar triggers.
Yeah.
Sugar and alcohol and all that, it does trigger your hot flashes.
It
Well, that's the
does.
same with your menstrual cramps. A lot of that is because it's blood clots. So a lot of it has to do with what you're eating. And if you pretty much, like I know, like if I have a really bad menstrual cramps or something like that, I know like I probably ate terrible for that month. So like you can change all of that simply by exercising and what you eat.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's also good information to know and to have as
We
a
need
woman.
to talk to our
Preach it,
young
sister.
Yeah,
girls.
'cause-
Tell it.
Yeah, you got to talk to these young girls.
I think that it's really weird how
As myself as well.
how mothers.
I'm old. I'm not old.
I think it's really weird how mothers don't tell their daughters things. It's like we could avoid so much drama and so many things if our mothers would share information.
Yeah.
Like my mom is like 80, so she's like so much older than me, like 40 years older. Well, a little under 40 years. But it's so much stuff, and then like you'll go through stuff and she'll be like, oh, I went through that. It'd be like, could you
Why
please
you
share the
didn't tell me?
information?
Right.
I just feel as women we should share the information with each other so that the next woman doesn't have to go through a young, old,
I think for okay, so an example, my one of my cousins, after she had her baby, she kind of went through postpartum, and my mom went through that as well. But I was asking her, I'm like, well, how did you get through it? And she never really thought about it, like how she got through it. Because I was like, well, we need to help. Like, can you help her? You need to pour into her because this is something that you've dealt with. And she was like, you know what? I never really thought about how I got through it. I just did what I needed to do. And I think that was the thing, especially like black women. I think they didn't really
where they're
sit
taught to
Yeah,
be
like,
strong and just
get through it.
Get through it.
I don't think that they process like this my generation. Like we have to
Yeah.
process things.
And,
now,
and
like-
their mothers didn't teach them.
yeah, you know, it's like you just have to deal with it, you know, and like I'm in the generation where it's like, okay, no, we need to know, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? You know, we ask Google everything.
Yeah, they ask Google everything. but
Alexa.
Google
And
don't
Alexa,
have all-
yeah.
They don't always
have
tell
all
us.
I go to
answers.
Google
They
for
don't.
everything. Like my mom tells me, I'm like, no, I'm going to Google, and she's like, I hate Google. You don't tell me. No, I'm going to Google because I need to know what Google says.
And then you have 5,000 million trillion.
But then
different
It's so
examples.
much information.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
then
like information overload.
But what was really interesting to me is who is giving Google the information?
That's
Because
true.
some Google information is solid, but some stuff I'll be like,
Right.
That's true.
hold on. But
That's
if
true.
you notice what happened is they have replaced libraries,
Yeah.
books, and information with Google. So now it's kind of like set up to, well, Google is law, and it is a lot of true information, but some stuff is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
true.
Wikipedia, that's not really.
Oh, no,
you
you
know,
can't use Wikipedia at all.
Sometimes you
Especially-
look at that and you go, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because people can put in, go in and put in what they want.
Yeah.
And, you follow that and it's like, oh my God.
That's true.
Some of it is so strange. But, You get your books out. Like, I love reading. I love
do
reading.
too, but it seems like in the society we're in, they're trying to make us, they're dumbing down the next generation where they don't do anything. All they do is Google it and it gives them the answer and they believe that it's true. I think that's where they got that new math from. No.
Yeah,
That
what?
math is
Somebody Googled
it's
it.
so it's just too much. It's
What
too
what
much.
new math?
Oh my God!
I've heard about it and I've seen it with my nieces, but I haven't really
I'm
experienced it.
trying
It's
to
different.
understand, and during the COVID thing, and everybody was at home with their kids and stuff, and I'm like, everybody's gonna go back carrying the one because
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
how
know.
Wait, they don't do that no more?
No,
What they do?
They
have
like added like
different-
four extra
exactly.
Yeah.
And it takes forever.
It takes longer to get to the answer
Yeah, it does.
than it does.
steps than it
And they
did the
have-
way we did.
And then the way they break down how to get,
Yes.
it's like, this is ridiculous. Let me show you how I learned.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
Exactly.
This becomes
and
10.
keep it moving.
Yeah.
Now they've
Wow.
got cubes and
You
blocks.
got to borrow. Here, we're going to borrow from
Yeah.
here. And then they give you that. And that's how.
They got all kinds of different terms and definitions, and
And then they
That's
make it
why
make
they
sense.
don't know how to count because, like, you go to these restaurants or, they pull out their calculator.
that's right. That's
Opposed to just, how much change am I give
I
you
know,
a
'cause
10?
back
How
in the
much-
day, my girl could add up everything that you order from McDonald's in her head because she was putting it in her pocket. But she stopped though. But she and I would be like, how can you do that? It could be 10 people in line. She'd be like, okay, $6.25. Next person come, okay, that'll be $12.18. She was a walking calculator. She
Calculator.
could just do everything in her head. She was amazing. She still is.
No, AI is basically taking over. So
For those of you who don't know, it's artificial intelligence.
I'm sorry. Yeah, AI. Yeah. So I watched this documentary called The Social Dilemma, and it's on Netflix. And basically, it was just talking about social media and like where it came from and what's it doing. And a lot of the engineers that actually created, they're actually telling us to get off of social media. It's like, well, y'all created it, and basically, what they're saying is that they created a monster
Why are they telling us to get off?
because of what it's doing to the world, what it's doing to people. It's actually
brains.
doing worse. Because the purpose of it was, to bring people together. Like I know one of the guys, he was talking about the like button on Facebook, and he was responsible for creating the like button. But his purpose was saying like, just to like, if somebody posts a picture or something, it's like, oh yeah, I like it, kind of give it a thumbs up. But now, if you're not getting a like, it's messing with your self-esteem.
Yeah.
So that's what they were saying. So it's basically about a bunch of engineers that created a lot of the social media that we deal with today, and they're basically saying like, hey, we didn't create it for this, we created it for that, but now it's basically gone bad. And they're basically telling us like, we don't need it. It's destroying us. It's destroying society.
And now they have other emojis, not just the like anymore. Now you got the sad face, the huggies, the da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I just hope they keep it at the 5 and not, next thing you know, we're going to have 1 million of them.
Well, even down
Right.
to basically, it was just saying that AI is pretty much running everything because of the algorithm, and you seeing certain things based on what it is that you like and what you enjoy. So you're really not even seeing the whole world in a perspective. You know what I mean? So I always tell people to go watch it because it'll make you want to get off social media. It'll make you be like, yeah, I'm gonna put my phone down today.
Okay,
Yeah.
say the movie again.
It's called The Social Dilemma.
The Social Dilemma, everybody.
And
It's
it's
on Netflix. It's a really good documentary. I think it's like 2 hours long, but it's so engaging, and it's like, wow, what, and it's saying how it affects the young girls that are in like elementary and middle school, and how they're gonna have lower self-esteem, how depression is at an all-time high, social anxiety.
Because it's bullying, it's cyberbullying.
Yeah,
now.
and they were saying like, if you are gonna get on it, you shouldn't get on it until you're like at least 18, 19 years old, because of what it's doing to your brain.
And then the other thing is, they've done studies where even with our phones, shouldn't have our phones, but the way they
You
set
pick your phone up every
everything
15
up-
minutes.
Yeah.
Or no, some people, my friends get mad at me because I don't always have my phone. And like, why don't you have your phone? I put my phone down. When I go to bed,
Yeah.
I put my phone on the dresser.
As you
I
should.
turn it off. But some people, they sleep with their phones.
Yeah,
They got their
and that's not
phone
good either.
the whole
true.
time. It's because it's the waves.
I can feel something.
Yeah,
if it's
the waves.
if it's next to me, it does. I can
It
feel
can
it.
drain
It wakes
you.
me up. Yes,
yeah.
it does something to my bloodstream or something.
Yeah, they said the light, the colors from the phone as well.
Well, because our bodies is not supposed to handle that much stimulation, and all of that is explained in the documentary. Like, it's a whole science.
I like stimulation.
Okay,
But because we are.
wait, what are we talking about?
All of us we're energy. We have electrodes. We're electromagnetic genetic beings. So anything that has a frequency or a wavelength, that's why you got to be careful, with all the stuff, because you got your AirPods. That's a frequency. You got these watches. I got one on, but I take it off at night, and I take it off sometimes for days because it's an electromagnetic, and I sometimes have felt that it can make you tired.
Mine
pulls
been
you to
coming
your-
on by itself.
See,
See?
I was
I'm like,
I never bought one because of all of that.
Yeah.
That's why I never got it. And they've always tried to give it to me. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. You don't want it on your skin.
So some people,
And I keep my light very dimmed on my phone. I shut my apps down. Like, my apps are shut off now. I'll shut my apps off.
Yeah.
and you will find if you just put your phone down, take off these watches, stop because I even went and got me some earbuds that I can plug in my phone instead of having the wireless, because all of this stuff is just frequencies,
Yeah,
and
it
we
does
got to be
change your
careful.
perspective on things too.
it does. It does something to your whole psyche.
Yep.
My aunt, who is in her 70s, she's just like, I don't understand these phones. She said, I'm gonna go back to the flip phone because it was just so easy. I said, Auntie, don't do that. But I'm like, we have.
Well, they're flip phone back out. They got the flip phone back.
Yeah,
They
I know,
got the
I
flip
know.
phone. Yeah, they back.
But I said it's a camera, it's a computer, it's a video game machine. Everything's all in one. And so just think about having all of that we had to plug up. Back in the day, you had your own, a separate computer, you had a separate phone line, you had a separate game. You have all these devices, but now it's all in one.
So they make it like it's almost impossible to put it down because everything you
Part of
need is
your
on your
brain.
phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's individualized because, before the parents would answer the phone and tell them, okay, she can't talk because this is after blah, blah, blah. Now they can get on the phone and talk and say whoever's calling them, you don't know.
Right.
Before you would know, who is that kid that always calls at 10 o'clock at night? Tell them don't do that. That was how it was.
Yeah, and at a certain time, our TVs used to go off.
That's
Now everything is 24/7. So
Yep.
I remember that.
That
We
hit you
Yeah.
in your soul.
because we would be excited, like we stayed up late enough for the TV to go off. We
Right.
thought that was a big thing, like
Exactly.
because it would have these like colors going across, and we'd be like,
Technicolor.
we thought like it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or they would
So
go
what
like
time
1
did
o'clock
the
in the
TVs turn
morning,
on?
like at midnight or
It would
1
play
o'clock
like
or something.
the
How old are you, Bridget?
I can't tell. I'm an actress.
She was
I know.
it would
What's
play
your
the
actress
national anthem.
16 to 35.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
like my neighbor used to
16
say,
to
old
35.
enough, but young enough.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We
Oh,
want.
I like that. Old enough, but young enough.
We
I'm
have
gonna use
some
that from
viewers
now on.
watching you all. Let's say hi, Richard, and hi, Terrence.
Hi, Richard.
Mr.
Terrence. Hi.
So,
Hi,
hello,
guys.
everyone. Thanks for watching. We have an open topic today, and the topic is open. It's whatever we want to talk about. So, if you want to talk about anything or just want to say hi to us, you can call in. The number is 248-854-9850. Let's continue our discussion, ladies. What else we want to talk about?
I just want to say that the news of Colin Howell.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
very sad.
Yeah, I didn't know he was as sick as he was. I didn't know he had cancer. And the COVID thing. That's been a big topic today about him passing from.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject.
Yes, it
That's just
really
like
is.
talking about religion
Yes.
and race.
Yep.
Don't nobody want to talk about COVID.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting that people, I guess, I don't expect everybody to be like me, but it's just a matter of just listening is how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, well, that's your belief and that's your opinion and that's what it is. And that, if somebody has something to say, then just let them speak their piece.
Exactly. You
Like
can
that.
be
Let them speak their
Like
piece.
that young man, the basketball player. Oh, is he
Kyrie
Irving.
Boo. Kyrie, yes. Yes,
They were-
Kyrie, yes. I'ma say yes.
I don't know what happened.
He's not vaccinated, and they won't let him
They're
play.
trying to force him.
Because he won't get. He's like, yo, this is what I believe in. And it's like, hey, that's his belief.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one commentator, he's like, I can't
Y'all
think
did
of
the
his
same thing
name.
with Colin Kaepernick. That's what he wanted to do. That's
Exactly.
what he wanted
He
to
was
do.
going. He's on a team. They're paying him millions of dollars. Okay, but when he signed up to get on the team, and they said they was going to pay him millions of dollars, there was no such thing as the COVID.
Yeah.
and if he dies, he's gonna be gone, and y'all gonna replace him. So now what?
It was one guy, I can't think of his name. It was a basketball player. He got the shot, and after that, he had complications. Everybody don't have complications, but he had complications, and so do a whole lot of other people. They don't say. Okay, but anyway, rant over.
That's
But,
passionate for her.
And when he, they put him off the team. He got sick. He started getting the blood clots because his body had a reaction. So how can you be mad at Kyrie from the information? You don't know how it's going to affect you. So if you get sick from it and it kills you, then they're just going to replace you with the next one.
Okay, as we stated earlier, they really this pretty much has replaced the flu shot, but they didn't demand the team have flu shots when the flu was rampant out there. They didn't demand the team players to have flu shots or get vaccinated from various other things, chicken pox and all that. That wasn't a requirement. Why is this such a requirement now?
Yeah, that's my biggest question. Like, why are you forcing it? Just because with the flu, people were dying from that as well.
Yeah.
And for me, people die every day, every second.
Exactly.
So how many of the deaths were actually recorded as COVID? You know what I mean?
Girl,
like, that's what I
she
want to
said,
know.
Fight the power. Fight the power.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, that's why I say fight the power, because we have never been in such a sensitive spot in society where things are being forced upon us.
Yeah, and you can't really speak your mind. You get canceled for
That's
everything.
the
Just
thing. Like,
for having a
Dave
mind or
Chappelle.
opinion.
The thing with Dave Chappelle, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
really.
was a big deal.
That's weird because
enjoyed
they
it.
all know how he is. They all know what he talks about. They all know his style of humor. And to now blame him for speaking his whatever he thought was true about what he was talking about.
Do y'all think it's just black people?
No.
You know
Wait,
what?
in what sense?
But what
That we black people can't really speak and say speak their mind and say their truth, opposed to
everybody else.
correct. Or
Everybody.
they can't put as much emphasis on so much societal things that we have to be mute on. We could say certain things, but we can't say certain things. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it goes back to history. We are kings and queens, as we all know. Well, and if you didn't know, now you know. So I think that a lot of cultures and a lot of people get intimidated by our passion, by our freedom. But the thing that's so weird is a lot of different cultures, what do? They adapt themselves to our culture, and they
emulate us.
They emulate us, like Crocs. Crocs were not popular until Black people started wearing them. When African Americans started buying Crocs, and now we're probably the people that, everybody wears them, but it's just some weird how we influence so many things, but yet people, they want to dog the culture. And
But look at TikTok. To me, all the things that were popular about it, or still are, started by these unknown black young people who get on there and they do things, and then people take over.
TikTok was started by the Korean.
No,
China.
No, I think she's saying as far as
when
like
they
going
do something,
viral.
if they dance,
the
if it's a
influencer.
dance or some phrase that comes along, and then they jump on it and they take it over, and then you don't even know who started it, and then you find out and you go, oh my goodness, they took it, they hijacked it. So I think it's a funny thing. I think culturally we probably lead in a lot of that stuff, and don't get any
accolade.
Exactly. And it's sad because it keeps happening. I think people are more aware of it now, but it's the popular thing is, oh, look at this dance, like the little girl who made the dance with the, I don't know what they call it, but she does that thing, and everybody started doing it. And it's like, give the little girl some credit.
Girl, it started with Bo Derek back in the 70s when she got the ties.
Bo Derek.
With
Okay.
the wee, she went back.
I had to because I was trying to think in my mind of someone.
Please explain.
Where?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to Google.
Bo Derek was, Google it, girl. Bo Derek was a famous actress, but what made her famous was the role she played, and she had extensions in her hair, and they were like Zillions, and she came up out of the water. She had braids and beads, and they were like, oh.
And that's the first time they saw a Caucasian woman with
braids.
Braids and beads.
Oh. Like they've been doing in Africa for thousands of years.
Is that what they do in Africa?
I said for thousands of years.
I know, but it was the other part.
But it wasn't the part. Caucasian.
I was stuck on that part.
I was channeling my ancestors.
I'm stuck on that part. I'm sorry. That part I got stuck on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Would it be better if I said "bum the cloud"? Okay, never mind. But,
no, I don't think so.
Did you Google her and see her?
No, I didn't. You explained it, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry, girl. Don't make me pull out my phone because I'll show you.
No, you had explained it, so I'm
okay.
And she's always the definition of how that supposedly got popular, and it's like, but no, that was a cultural thing we had way before she did it. But when she did it,
Well, I know K. Michelle had wrote a song. I don't know, she was on like Sister Circle or something, and she said that she wrote a song like "I Wish I Could Be a Black Girl," and the song basically was just saying how basically we've been doing things for forever, and then once white America gets it, now it's this phenom, and it's brand new, because she was talking about like with Kim Kardashian rocking the braid,
the cornrols.
Yeah, like we wearing cornrows for the longest
since we was born.
Since
but even down to for me, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But for me, even down to like, it's like I wish that black women knew, like, yeah, I've seen her before on that picture. But,
She's seen her face before.
Yeah, I've seen her face, but I haven't paid no attention. But I wish they knew like that they do have the influence, and you know what I mean. Just because we like now they're doing plastic surgery, trying to get even bigger butts. It's like, but they already got it. You know what I mean?
The other day that I saw that I wanted to cry when I looked at a picture of little Kim.
Oh, yeah,
she was so beautiful, but she started hanging around that Versace girl. What's her name? Whatever her Versace.
Oh,
and
the
I think the Victoria is it
what's
Victoria?
her name?
No,
the Versace sister.
The sister, yeah. What is her name?
I thought it was Victoria.
No, it's
anyway, who it was her?
Donatella.
Okay, there you go.
She started hanging around Donatella. Donatella looks like a cat, and now little Kim looks like a cat.
Yeah,
so at some point, she felt like Donatella represented beauty
it was
class
Pamela
and
Anderson.
money.
Pamela Anderson. She was enamored with Pamela Anderson, and she said she started it because she got to be friendly with her, and she wanted the blonde hair and the little tiny nose, and then Donatella started making her clothes for her, and then she got with that group.
She looks
so little seeds were planted.
Because you ladies are beautiful in your own different ways,
mm-hmm.
but there's no way that I would want to mimic. I'm blessed to look the way I look,
mm-hmm.
and I'm proud of the way I look.
But then you got to understand what business she was in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
no. What I'm saying, you got to think about it like this. I think you got to understand what business she was in, right? And she's not around a lot of people that look like her.
That are successful.
Mm-hmm. Hence, that's why the black men ain't marrying the black women. But that's a whole other topic that I got to get on.
But then it's her mother saying, don't forget where you came from.
True, but knowing her history didn't really seem like she came from a stable.
Solid,
you know what I'm saying?
solid,
So already you're not getting that.
True.
So you have to think on that level. You know what I mean? And then again, once you do get into that business, they do want to change you and make you look a certain way, and it's taking a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have people around you
Right.
that's constantly, no, that's not you. This is who you are. This is who you are.
And she was around more men who were probably praising the women with the boobs, because she was a very slender built young woman, but her shape. This is what gets me about the younger women. You are going to get those boobs and butts, baby.
I'm sorry, I
just
never got
give
it.
yourself a chance to grow. Now, some women are just petite, but I'm saying for the most part, a lot of the younger women. Well, my point is, they start letting their daughters get surgery at 15. For 18, the mothers are letting them get boob jobs.
And so that goes back to my point in the beginning. The mothers used to really talk to their daughters and encourage their daughters. Like you saying you never got anything.
I didn't get nothing.
But
I mean, it ain't even.
But
I can't even try to make it look like something came.
But you got what God gave you. Because, honey, I used to be your side. I wish I could go back.
Yeah.
But you got to think. But
I'm just saying, let me just kick it. Here, come here, girl. Let me rub on you.
Yeah, give it a little taste. Give it a little taste.
Give it to Lord.
I know. I had a pop bottle shape. I mean,
I did. I did too.
You know,
But I was very, very slim. But I still had hips. I still had, you still had that black girl thing.
Ain't getting no black girl.
But when I was young, this is the thing though.
It's cool though.
You always think that you want more because, I mean, not trying to be ugly.
Right.
I'm 5'9". I was 5'9" and 120 pounds. That's a supermodel, honey.
Yeah.
I had legs for days, but in my mind, I was around my people and everybody else was in the 4th grade with boobs and butts and everything else. So I was called olive oil.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I couldn't wait,
okay.
honey, I was 25 years when I had my son. I became a woman.
Yes, I'm still a little girl.
And things change. Do you have children yet?
No, I don't have any kids.
Girl, you have a baby. Stuff will change for you.
I don't know. My mom, my grandma, my aunts, they're small.
They're just
still.
petite.
Yeah,
my grandma.
I think it's a genetic thing. So I'm very happy
hug
about
it, girl.
That. Yeah.
Because, woo, girl.
Yeah.
embrace it. Yeah.
Oh no, I enjoy it. I'm just saying,
See, ain't nothing like being able to put on a wife beater without a bra, girl.
And yeah.
No, I'm putting on.
If
I gotta put some. I gotta put some on because otherwise they gonna think I'm a dude out here.
No.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But I do. I love it. And it's what God gave me, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? So
I love your confidence. You need to mentor younger girls.
I do.
These young girls.
I do.
Okay, why don't you tell me a little bit more?
love
Why don't
it.
you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, okay, so I used to work with Jet Theater, which is called the Jewish Ensemble Theater, and we would go around the Metro Detroit area, and we would put on plays for the younger kids, and it would be about bullying. And after we would have a talk back, and I would get to talk to the girls and link with that. And then in church, I work with the Daughters of Sarah, which is the younger ministry for the younger ladies, and we talk. And then I worked with my sister's Circle, which is a mentoring program for girls, and we used to get with them, do different things at Denby High School because my one friend, she worked there and put things on for the kids. So yeah, anytime I get a chance to talk to the young girls, I always talk to them.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Always talk to them.
We have to give back.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah. It's like Girl Scouts, very involved in that with my daughter.
Yeah, I did Girl Scouts too.
Oh,
with
that's
the,
wonderful.
I did that
think
too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
because they need that.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier with television. I feel like they don't see enough real
people,
young people that they can identify
When
with.
I was a little girl, I always would watch TV and get mad because I'm like, people not my color. I don't see them.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a black and white TV, but still,
you knew.
I know that was a long time.
She was like,
I
girl.
was a little baby. We
Okay.
had black and white TV, but I could tell that they wasn't our color
Yeah.
because they didn't act like us.
Yeah,
But then, when Good Times and the Jeffersons and all that came out, I was just mesmerized. Like,
And
that's us.
Yep. Tootie on Facts.
well, that's one thing I do think that Tyler Perry does. He does show us in like different shades and different body shapes and things
Yes,
like that,
he's
which I
probably one of the
definitely
only
have to
ones.
give him that.
Yes.
Because he does, like, we do come in different shades. We do
Right.
have different bodies. We do, even with the hair okay. He showed
He showed us how you can have a bad hair day.
Yeah.
That's what he showed us.
But he does show different styles and how we can wear our hair.
But I think that we have to. But even with Hollywood has been so stereotypical for years as far as you have to be a certain size.
Well, they're stereotypical of their own people.
Yeah.
Even their women.
Yeah, because it's funny thing, real quick. You know how they say, oh, everybody's got the the natural hair thing, and everybody it's okay, but then when you really look at it, it's only two different ways that they like the natural hair. Either it's really really curly, and it's almost like it's not really
or it's just really
hair.
really a weave. I'm seeing so many people, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, her hair is beautiful," but it's a wig or a weave. It's not even her hair.
And
you won't let us be who we are.
And they only will, they'll cast people, and they'll say, "Oh, well, they have the curly," but it's not like you said. It's not really the natural. It's the good so-called good hair with the curl and the bounce back with it, or either like you said, it's a wig that you have to put on to still look like that same person that they pick every time they pick somebody.
Well, it is one show that I watch is called The Resident. Comes on Fox on Tuesdays, and there is a black character on there. She's a doctor.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
She wears her hair all different kinds of ways, and I love it.
When you see that,
I be like, yeah, girl,
when
you
you
better
see
rock your
it,
hair. And
Right.
she's a doctor on the
Yeah,
show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I
I love that that's
I
what
do
they're doing.
too.
So I can see them trying to implement
trying.
little.
But she probably, I think, she probably went to that show, and that might just be part of her personality, who she is. And then sometimes, they like, oh, your hair be cute, so we don't really know what to do with your hair. But if she rocking it,
honestly,
Yes,
if you
she
watch
does.
the show, her hair is different.
It is.
Almost every episode. Even within the episode, her hair might change within the
Is
episode.
that more the
and she's a doctor.
African lady? Kind of. She's
The black girl who plays on. No, I think you're thinking about. I think I did it wrong. It's the Good Doctor.
Okay.
It's the Good Doctor. You're the Resident. I said Resident,
Right.
but it's actually the Good Doctor. That comes on ABC.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the Good Doctor.
I think what I love. Well, just because of how I am, I love to see the fact that they're making sure that they incorporate people with different types of braids. When I see little girl, I saw a Barbie doll last week, and she has braids, and it's like, oh, that's so wonderful. And then you see it on TV where they don't have to take the hair down. The boys don't have to take the locks out. That's how you wear your hair. It's normal to us. And I think adding that in gives us a little more of a personality, or shows that, it's okay if you wear braids. It's okay if you lock your hair. And it needs to be seen more, because they're scared of our hair. I don't know what it is.
No,
They're
I
terrified
think
of
They're scared of the style.
I think they just don't know what to do with it.
No, because it's a jealousy thing, because they don't know what to do with their own hair. But
They don't have many things.
they don't have many things to do because it's so fine, it's so straight.
And they even start. They have their extensions.
Yeah, they're adding extensions
And
to
that's
their
the
stuff.
thing that pisses me
Exactly.
off, is because if you go back to Moses, when they came out with Moses, that was not their hair.
Right.
If you look at the old Hollywood, those are wigs.
Yeah, they all
It's
were-
not their hair.
And the thing is but people forget that those extensions and everything, that wasn't made for us. We were able to, there was a process that came along that we were able to straighten our hair, and we were able to use the things that they used for years. Those wigs. Even if you watch the parliamentary, the judges and things overseas, they wore wigs, in pieces. And,
Yeah, but
and royalty wore all of the, it wasn't invented for us. And then they look at us and say, oh, you wear, you wear this and that. But no, we were able to adapt it and make it ours, but it wasn't even meant for us.
But if you look at
But do you think we
African
get a
culture,
little
they
carried
did.
away with it though? Because I think a little bit. Some of us are just a little carried
But in
away.
African culture, though, they did have weave. They did do braids
and it-
back then, and it was not their hair. They
it
would
wasn't.
take the hair from horses and
That's
different
right.
animals and braid their hair. So it's been. See, that's the thing. We'll never know where exactly it came from. We just know what we were.
We'll know where a lot of stuff come from. This
No,
is like our first.
But
job.
Africa.
I will say, as an actress, though, sometimes you do like to wear the wigs,
do.
and just to
Yeah,
protect
change
your
yourself.
hair.
Exactly.
Protect your hair too, as far as being
And
an
it's
actress.
cute.
Yeah,
It'd be cute.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that part. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want your hair to be a certain way all the time. So I understand it in that aspect, but I do think some of us are getting a little carried away with the weave and not embracing our own hair.
Getting
My thing is
carried away
this.
with the weave and the lashes. But however, I want
The
to.
lashes when they
I
having a
call them
conversation.
bye-bye.
When they
weave-
having a conversation, now we have a problem.
The weave, the
Bye-bye.
lashes, and the nails. However, it's all women here. Let's talk about men. Yesterday was Sweetest Day, y'all.
Man.
Saturday was Sweetest Day. Wasn't it?
Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'm
Today,
sorry.
Monday.
I'm mixed up. Thank you. Saturday was Sweetest Day. Sweetest Day is not celebrated in all states. It's just Michigan and Ohio,
Midwest, yeah.
and it's kind of spreading around a little bit more. However, I don't know if you all have significant others in your life. I don't. I'm a very single woman. Yes, and very proud to be a
So,
single
brothers,
woman.
she letting
Right
you know
at
she
this
is
moment.
a very single woman.
But I'm available.
But she want men only.
Men only. Men only.
That's ready to step up to the plate.
Men only.
Men
Which
only.
that's
Not man childs, not boys. Don't live in your mama's basement. A man.
So Sweetest Day, basically, I spent at home resting and things like that. What did you all do?
I was at home resting.
I took my daughter to lunch.
You have a husband.
Yeah, he's at work. At work. I, got his gift and everything, and
Oh, so you did give him a gift?
Oh, yeah.
So, see, yeah, that's what I mean.
Well-
Like, what did you do for your significant other?
yeah,
I was chilling.
I have a significant other, but he told me he does not celebrate Sweetest Day. It doesn't mean
I
anything
understand.
to
I
him.
understand.
I get that.
Because at this point in life, and no pun, y'all, anybody go buy whatever.
I
but
get it.
when you're in a relationship, you buy stuff all the time.
It really.
I don't have
Yes.
to wait till Sweetest
that's
Day or
true.
nothing to
Yes.
get what I want. Every day I wake up, he be like, "Baby, what you want?"
I think
This
it's
is what
more
we
for
doing
like
today.
teenagers. You know that
It's
little
sweet, though.
puppy
No,
love.
if you-
It's something for couples to do because sometimes it's so much work and so much things that are going on. The couples sometimes they don't have date night, or if they
Yeah.
have date night, they want an extra day to do something else with one another.
Well,
so
I went to the art gallery with my friend. I went to the car art gallery over in the museum district. It's a little intimate thing called the car, and I went to that art gallery with my sister girlfriend. She had a breakup, and my boyfriend understood. He was like, "Go ahead," and because she's healing, and it was
Yeah.
just like we just went and hung out because
That's good.
because last year this time she got engaged, and on anywho. But long story short, we just went and hung out. Then I came back home and he made me dinner. Hey!
right now.
So how y'all feel about
That's a
men
man.
in like braids? Y'all like men with the braids?
I do not.
They're getting back to that. I'm trying to
I
understand
do
what.
not
What
like
about
men.
locks?
I'm fine with all
You
of
fine
it.
with all of
I'm
it?
fine.
Keep your hair done. How about that?
I'm fine.
If you gonna wear it, keep it
that's-
done.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just trendy right now.
Well,
And a lot of them wearing weave. It ain't even their hair.
right.
That is
some of the
true.
men.
I'm sorry.
I think
Not
after
sorry.
a certain age, I don't think
I
men
agree.
should be wearing braids.
agree.
Locks.
Keep your hair done.
They're okay if they're done
they're
and
neat.
they're clean and you keep them up. My preference isn't that, but
That's not my preference.
Ain't that a lot
but
of hair cut.
you never knew God was going.
Ain't
God
nothing
made
like
you
that
something
hair.
different.
That's
So.
true. That's
Now,
true.
years ago, back in the day, I used to like the braids. I used to be like, oh, okay, that's neat because it was something different. But it be tripping me out now to see that
A
the
40-year-old,
men-
50-year-old
and,
man.
and they're getting
Yeah, no,
extensions.
thank
They're
you.
wearing faux locks. Like
They
like
also wear
us.
bonnets too.
And weave. Man weave.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa had posted. He was like, I see why
God.
women like these bonnets. He had a
Kept his
bonnet.
hair together. Yeah.
He's like, oh, my hair. He had a bonnet on.
But he has a lot of hair.
But I think he has locks in his
Yeah.
hair, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
Because locks can stink.
Yes, if they don't take care of their
I
hair.
prefer a haircut or the curly fro, if that's what they're
And
gonna
no
do.
bonnet, please.
No bonnet.
I have a problem with that with women out in public just walking around with bonnets and slippers.
Furry slippers.
We still talk. I want to talk about men, so I don't want to talk about women.
I want to talk about
No, because as far as black men, I love black men.
We all
And
do.
they
Everybody love them.
Well, some of them
And they
don't.
like some
Who
chocolate.
don't love them?
Some black women do not love their black
I'm about
men.
to tell you what they don't
because
love about them.
They call the police on black men. They
probably acting crazy.
They degrade the black men.
That's because they probably call them out their name. What else you got? Because I got something for everything that you about to say. Because I'm about to tell you right now.
We got a little firecracker over
Okay.
here.
Because first of all, I'm in the dating world, for crying out loud.
Well, I am too.
Y'all need to raise your sons a little bit better.
No, and I agree.
Okay, because this ain't nothing but some grown children out here.
No, they man
That's what I'm
child.
saying. And so
Grown
sometimes
males.
The men, it's like the roles have changed.
Yeah.
They the women.
Right, and I don't understand that.
Listen, you
I
have to
don't.
decipher through bad credit. Okay, if they working or not working, how many kids they have, how toxic are they, what they broken home, did they go to jail, are they gay
Do
or
they got
straight?
daddy issues?
You know what I'm saying?
Do
I
they
mean,
got
like, it's
mama
a
issues?
whole list of what we have to go through.
Speaking of, they're saying that there's an actor that used to be a child actor.
Oh.
I'm not going to say his name,
How?
but they're saying he's dating a trans person.
Who is that?
And
Winslow.
Y'all gonna have to write it down for me. I need to know.
so
I just saw that earlier, and I was
So
like, ew.
I'm curious. Like, is that like I actually started? Oh, my mic slow down. I started asking guys, like, you know, are you a real man?
Oh,
Have you had?
If you gotta ask, then you
you
might
have
not
to
need to
ask.
go.
No, because some of the people don't. They actually really don't.
Okay.
They identify with just being that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've learned a lot from TikTok. Well, I shouldn't say I'm learning a lot, but on TikTok,
Two hoes don't roll, two dicks don't click. Hallelujah.
Well,
Did you put a hallelujah?
I said hallelujah. I ain't say hallelujah. I ain't, that's the highest.
something been clicking. So, you know.
I think that an orgasm is a orgasm. And now that people are so desensitized, they just want to come. They just want to feel good.
Okay.
So the person,
All right, this is a lot
I gotta ask
for
a
me.
question. What was the story on
Be
this?
honest.
What's
You
the
didn't
story on that?
pass the pastor.
She wants to know the
What
story.
happened? I missed it.
This is how I feel about black men and black women. I feel
He
like
dated Superhead.
Exactly.
He was
so
engaged to her.
he has.
So what happened?
So he's dating a transgender.
Out like for real?
Yes.
He knew.
Yeah,
And she looked like a girl, but she still has a penis.
correct.
oh, well, then he likes
Wow.
it. That's what he does. That's what he does.
Okay.
But okay, I want to go back to the black men. I do. I love black men. I think everybody loves them. I think they're the best creatures on this planet. I don't think anybody is more swagged out than the black man.
I agree.
I just feel like it's so much that has happened between the black man and the black woman. And I think that's the biggest deal there. Like, I feel like we haven't properly learned how to communicate with each other and how to love each other. And I had this idea as a show one time. I wanted to call it like the black man versus the black woman. And this is just an idea that I had. And I really wanted it to just be like a panel of like the black man and the black woman actually hashing out the issues that we have with each other. Because even like black men that I've came across and know that
We
like
should overtake Girth tomorrow because you know that's a whole black man panel. Whatever. Go ahead.
but I'm saying just ask those real questions.
No, I agree.
Because
I agree.
black guys that I know that really want to date black women, but they be with like white girls or other nationalities, they have like this
False
false
sense.
yeah, and it's like, wait a minute, but that's not all black women. That's just the black women that you've been coming into contact with. You know what I mean? And same for the black women. It's like, wait a minute, all guys not like that.
Right.
That's just the guys you've been coming into contact with. So I really wish I could like set that up and like make that a whole. Like, we just really
think-
put our issues
Have
out.
you ever dated out of your race?
I went on a date. I guess that's
Yes.
dating. Yeah, I've gone out on dates with South Asian and white, and it was cool. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't. It's just I have more in common with the black man. I love the black man and things like that. But for me, like I said, going to school in a predominantly white neighborhood, of course, I see other men.
Right.
Because hey, them men, they
Shoot, if you find, you
Have you
find.
dated outside?
Yes, I have, and it started when I was at camp when I was probably like 15.
That time in band camp.
Yeah, one time at Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp. Yeah, but I always liked my brothers. I'm with a brother now, but I have dated a Caucasian guy, and he treated me very well.
They treat you wonderful.
But the thing that was
I never
crazy
dated
about him, his whole family was mixed. So it was like going. I was like, okay, I went somewhere. There was all black people. I was like, dang. So their family was very mixed, and he never dated a Caucasian woman. He only liked the sisters. He
you
married
have a
one
lot
too.
of that. You have a lot of that, and then it's like the things that we go into stereotyping them, and then you go into it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, they're okay with this. You know, they're fine with it, and we're the ones that have the perception that we're not going to be liked, or we're not going to be well received, or sometimes it's that it's the perception.
I think that in relationships with males and females, especially black men and black women, I think that when you meet each other, you have to have things in common, but it's almost like a healing thing. Because I felt like when I met
person,
I felt like when I met my significant other, he healed me. And I know that I healed him in some ways too. It was some things that he had been through and he dealt with. But I could just, because I was watching something on The View or something. They were like, you're not supposed to tell your mate how you feel about stuff because you're making them be a counselor. But if you want a good relationship, yes, you are.
It's just communication.
They're supposed to be the person you're with. Supposed to be your best friend. You're supposed to be able to tell them everything. You're supposed to be able to sit on the toilet in front of them, talk to them.
I'm not doing that.
Or whatever.
Fart.
No, but I mean, they are supposed
You
to
say that
hold
now, but you will.
Yeah,
They say-
you will. Yeah.
that that's like your accountability partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's I don't see anything wrong with let's say you felt some type of way. It's like, well, when you did this made me feel this type of way. I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's communication, and I think that's healthy communication instead of just popping off at the mouth and popping them upside
What
his
I
head
do
and
when I
cussing them out.
get upset, I get quiet. And usually I'm a very outspoken person, but it was a tool that I learned. And I learned that tool because I used to see my mother get angry and fuss at my dad. And the only thing arguing and fussing does is that it make that man want to leave. And we were here the other week and we were doing a show and he said, I might be with that greasy cheeseburger because she's full of peace.
Yep, that's the truth.
So you can have a man can have a whole wife at home and be in love with her, but if it's constant stress and strife, you gonna push him out the door to somebody who gonna give him some peace. As a woman, sometimes you just need to learn how to be quiet, but we've been taught that if you do that, you a punk. You not strong. I got to be strong.
Well,
but
no,
a man wants to be with a soft woman.
That
He
even
don't
tells
wanna
us
be
in the
with that.
Bible to be meek. You know what I'm saying? Being meek doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you very strong.
But society has taught us that we supposed to be men like now.
And
the
that is
feminine
the
part
biggest issue
get
right now, I
lost.
think, with the black woman because she thinks she is the man.
She's in her masculine
And now
energy.
she don't have a man.
Yeah.
No, that's not my issue, but I'm just saying.
She's in her masculine
my
energy.
issue.
That's not my issue.
Yeah.
No, but I
Y'all
do
got
think that
issues.
they fell into that whole, I'm a strong black woman.
Yeah.
Like, nah, that's not cool. I mean, it's...
You gotta let a man be a man, and you the woman be the woman.
Well, do you think
it's
about it like
okay.
this?
It's okay.
Have you ever thought about it like this, that women are receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much whatever a man is giving to us, we give it right back to them. So have you ever thought about if a man is giving you hell, then we will give them back hell?
Well, yeah. I
Sometimes
don't
it's
think
thought about that?
Nah.
You ain't never thought about that?
Nah, not in that sense.
But
Not
the
in
word
that
of God says you don't do evil for evil.
No, but I'm saying like what I'm saying. What they give to us, we give it back, right? Because that's what I'm saying.
Mirroring each other's
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because as a woman, we're actually receivers, right?
It can be, but a lot of women are just flat out insecure in men too, because they take their past hurts into relationships, and then they only focus on, oh my gosh, you're gonna cheat on me like he did, or you're gonna cheat on me like she did. So now you have all this insecurity. What the problem is everybody want to jump from relationship to relationship, and nobody takes the time to heal.
And that's true. Mm-hmm. And it can take a
14
long
years
time
is
because
a
you don't
long
know.
Shoot, 7 was a long time. But I got my.
I'm healed.
Well, everybody
But you
can't
know
handle
what?
your
You can-
capacity.
And I
So
know,
therefore,
I-
God is not going to send the man that you're supposed to be with until the real man comes.
That is true. And that and boys grow up. Men grow up. Just and don't take all that past stuff and baby mama drama into
And give
your
it
next
over.
relationship. That's so unnecessary.
That's why the song said from boys to men, not from men to boys.
Well, I think some men need to get around other men
yeah.
because women cannot raise men.
It's like some
They
men
can't.
are afraid to express themselves to other men or to be friends with men.
Emotionally unavailable. Yeah, they can be that way, and they can't.
To other men, though.
Yeah,
is
to
what
other
I'm
men.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because men be like, what up, though? Yeah, dog. You know,
It's like they
it's
don't
different.
talk. Like, of
It's a
course they
different
don't
type
talk
of
like we talk, but
We talk too much sometimes.
Yes,
well, I agree. Oh,
I said that on the
we
show.
talk too
That was a
much.
word.
no, that
Sometimes
is
we need to
definitely true.
shut up, girl. Be quiet.
Right.
I told you when I get mad, I shut up, be quiet, because you don't want that.
Well, and that's not necessarily when you get mad. Sometimes you just got to shut up and just listen to what
a
he's
wise
saying.
woman know how to be quiet, period.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of men, like, it's like, why you talking? Like, you talking over me. Stop talking.
Oh.
Okay, baby. You know, it's like some people just don't. They get mad, like, you know, and just.
But I'm going to say this. All men are not leaders. And so what the problem is, my daddy used to always tell me, you are a stallion, and everybody can't ride this ride.
Oh, so you was Megan Thee Stallion before there was a Megan Thee
Hey,
Stallion.
no, and when I say that, I'm not meaning in a sexual way. I'm meaning that everybody is not for you.
Oh, that's true.
My dad used to have this magical thing. My mother be speaking in tongues, and my father could say her name and she would shut up, and I was like, oh, that's magical.
like that works.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
right.
about.
He could just say her name, but he was her person, so he knew how to tame the beast when she got upset. And so when I was growing up, you know, whatever, I knew that in my heart that every man is not for me because you have to be able to tame me.
Exactly.
A real man, if he knows that a woman has hurt and all that, he's going to be gentle with her. He's going to be kind with her.
And patient.
And patient. But if he's not in man mode like that, he gonna be like, oh, she be tripping. And be like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
tripping.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be heard.
Yeah, and that's all we want to be is heard. Everybody wants to get their point across. They want to be understood. So yeah, a lot of times that is so true. Oh my God! And you know when the person gets angry with you and they don't have patience with you, then they're really not for you. Yeah, that's true.
Because they don't have that peace. One of the fruits of the spirit is self-control. So men have to have self-control, as do women.
But sometimes they can make you know how they can say, oh, she's crazy, or she's tripping, or and it's not really that. We're just trying to have boundaries sometimes. We're trying to get control.
Because of population control now, it's more, of course, it's more women than men. So how do you all feel about the poly relationships or the multiple relationships that men are in? Or if your man came to you and said,
No.
Hell to the no.
And the answer is no. I'm not built
Okay,
for that.
but go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Go ahead and ask the question.
if your man came to you and he said, I would like to have relations or have something, another woman on the side, just to talk to,
You sound like Kevin Samuels right now.
just to talk to, because, you know, certain
What
things.
you got to talk
I
about
can't
with her?
stand him. I want to know where his woman at. Show me a picture. Cause
He
you.
posted a picture of his girl.
Oh, did he?
Did
Yeah,
he?
yeah. She's like
12?
35 or something like that.
I knew
in
she
her
was gonna be
30s.
younger than
Yeah,
him.
she's younger than him.
Because then he can tell her
He
what
likes
to
to
do.
control.
Of course.
So what would you do if your man
No.
said, okay, so what if you, okay,
You have
so
sisters, go talk to your sister.
Talk to your mama.
Go talk to your mama.
what if they
I
don't,
don't
what if,
understand-
what if they're not?
Because you're creating an emotional an
Bond.
emotional bond. And what do you have to talk to her about that you can't talk to me about?
Well, I have a male friend.
Some things, for example,
I have a male friend that's
Wait,
been.
for example, if you have a female friend, or it don't even have to be a significant other or having someone else. It's just to have another person. It could be a female friend.
No.
Can I tell you something between men and women? Men smart. Ain't no man even if he got a female friend, he gonna talk to his female friend. He gonna shut the hell up. We the ones. I got this friend named Roscoe. Shut the hell up. If
you have female gonna tell their business, the man is just gonna keep.
Men
he gonna
have
his
other friends or whatever, but if
or
he's,
his sister.
If he's with an insecure woman, he's not gonna tell her that I have a friend because she go, oh, you sleeping with her, and that may not be the case. That friend may be the thing that's keeping y'all relationship together, and you don't even know it.
No.
I'm being real. I'm a little.
Yeah.
I mean,
at the end of the day,
it's between you and your partner. If that's what you're cool with, that's what you're cool with. For me, no.
But men don't tell what I'm trying to tell y'all.
No,
I have
they
brothers.
don't.
yeah, they're not going to tell. But at the end of the day, everybody is an individual.
Is he cool with me having friends?
They're going to do what they want to do.
And you ain't gonna know. But what you said, first of all, if a man loves a woman, he ain't gonna come to her and be like, I just want to tell you, I be talking to my girl about that's you trying to fight. I can't talk to you, so I go talk to her. Nigga, you better go to a counselor.
It depends.
The pastor.
Okay, so
But wait, guess what?
We gotta call her.
No.
What am I guessing?
It's time to go. It's been a lovely time. It's been a whole hour.
Lovely
and
ladies' night.
I know.
Yeah.
It was like,
yeah.
we got so much to talk
We were
about.
missing wine.
We're going to
in
come
the-
back with some more. Yeah, we
missed
Next
wine.
time we need some wine.
So, Terry, tell where you can be found.
I'm at Terry Marshall on Facebook and Terry Time 2 on IG.
And Brittany?
Okay, you can find me Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the Rise and Grind at 9 a.m., 9 to 10. You can find me on Facebook as Brittany Chanel, is BRITTANY, the original, Chanel the designer. You can find me on Instagram at It's Me, Brittany Chanel. It's a Z instead of an S.
And Cameron?
You can find me on IG as Cameron Elaine. You can find me on Facebook as Cameron Kimball. And you can also find me every Saturday on All Things Cam and K podcast. And my name is Cameron.
And you can find me here every Monday for the Switchplay TV. On Sundays, I also engineer the various shows on Sunday evening. And my name is Nicole Nelms on Facebook. Instagram is Nikki Boss Lady. TikTok is Lady Melody. And we're out.
Yeah.
Have a great one, all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.